All right. So we are recording tonight, you guys, is our every month we do an Emerald in 24-hour push. It's a little rally that I like to do to get us on the business side of things, thinking about bringing in coaches. If you are doing this business as a business, selling challenge packs only is not going to be the best way to build this business. The best way to build this business is to have a tribe with you that you can teach how to do the same things and behaviors and duplicate. And it's just more fun with friends anyway. So this is our rally. This is our Emerald in 24-hour rally. Normally when I do this call, I've got slides. Normally when I do this call, I give you 24 hours. I am changing it up tonight. So if it's your first time on this call, you'll benefit from hearing this. But if you've been on this call before, you're also going to equally benefit from this because I'm changing it up just a little. Tonight, I want to talk about doing Emerald in 1 hour. The reason why not 24 hours is because I know what happens. And I put myself in your shoes. And so I think to myself, like, what do I do when these calls end? Well, what I do when this call ends is I overthink. I overcomplicate. I say, okay, tomorrow I'll ask somebody. I've got 24 hours, so tomorrow I'll handle it. I'll go to bed tonight, and then tomorrow I'll think about it. And then tomorrow comes, and I actually don't really take action. The best way to take action is to simply just take action. In our Rising Stars page I shared this morning from the Quote of the Day show, that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And so the only way to get to Emerald is to physically get there. So the first thing I want to talk about tonight is physically what Emerald is. I know in our Rising Stars page, we had some questions about how do we get to Diamond? And the truth is, how do you get to Diamond? You keep adding coaches. And so what happens after these Emerald and 24-hour pushes is we see massive success. I see coaches who've never invited before go for it and create, an Emerald rank in their business, and they have one coach on their left and one coach on their right, and that's awesome. But then what I tend to see is I see a plateau happen. I see us stop. And that's not how you get to Diamond. That's not how you advance to any other rank. And ultimately, it just creates frustration, you guys, because those two people that you have added in the beginning of your business might be people like your family or your spouse or your close loved ones that maybe are just kind of doing this as a favor for you in the beginning to get your business off the ground and running. Or maybe they're a placeholder so that one day when your business is a lot larger, they are, maybe banking on some of that volume carryover because of their positioning in your business. But in the beginning, it can feel a little frustrating if you only have one person on your left, one person on your right, and they're really not business builders because maybe they were just family members or spouses or friends doing you a favor in the beginning, right? So in order to create that team cycle bonus and that residual income, you've got to keep adding left, right, back, forth. So if you've been on this call before and you have not added 2 coaches since the last time you were on an Emerald in 24-hour call, this is your battle cry. This is my challenge to you, to rise up to the occasion, to do that again. And then next month you do it again. And that builds, guys, a sustainable business. It's a great foundation, okay? So first of all, you guys, what is Emerald? Well, it's the first rank you earn in Beachbody beyond just coach status. A coach is just an active person who is on maybe Shakeology Home Direct, pays their business fee every month. That's an active coach. When you unlock Emerald, all of a sudden you unlock the Team Cycle bonus. And I'm not going to get into what that is tonight because you can absolutely check out Team Cycle bonus on our Coach Girl Boss page. You can look at it on the resource page. You can Google it or YouTube it, guys. But just know that you are unlocking residual income, okay? And I know in the beginning, I tell you guys, add your spouse or add somebody who's really close to you. And you're like, okay, I'll do that, but maybe later. And you don't really trust the process. I want to tell you, you guys, I added Charlie to my business center maybe 3 years ago now. And in the last 2 weeks, just from Team Cycle bonus alone, he cycled $400 just because he's in such a great position in my personal business center. And that's not from him doing any work, okay? Other than his beautiful wife is mentoring and training and building a team that are duplicating behaviors and going and paying it forward. And so, that is why I tell you that first person, those first 2 people should be people that you can, that maybe later will bank on that residual income. Okay. But those 3 steps to earn that very first rank is, number 1, you have to be an active coach. An active coach, again, means you pay that $15.95 business service fee every month, okay, that you're not delinquent on that, and it'll show you in your back office if you're delinquent on that payment. But you have to have that payment every month, and you have to have 50 personal volume points or more a month. If you're on Shakeology Home Direct, that counts. That takes care of it. Another way to get 50 personal volume, Recover, I believe, is 52. So if you're like, I'm backed up on shakes, or I have too many shakes, or whatever, I don't like drinking Shakeology, Recovery is 52 personal volume points. So maybe you get Recover every month, especially with Lift 4. I definitely know that I need it. You could do 2 Shakeology boosts. If you have backed up Shakeology and you want to try out the boost, there's the Power Greens, there's the Digestive Boost, there's, I think Focus Energy is the 3rd one. Those 3 boosts, if you get 2 of them, that's enough to count as your 50 volume points. So if you're like, not doing the Shakeology thing, or you have too much Shakeology and you're trying to figure out how to stay active, those are other ways to stay active. As long as you have 50 personal volume points in your business center for the month. So that's the first step to become an Emerald coach, is taking care of you. The second step to becoming an Emerald coach, you guys, is you need 1 active coach on your left leg, okay? An active coach, again, is the same. Pays that business service fee each month and has 50 personal volume points a month in Shakeology, Recover, Shakeology Boost, Daily Sunshine, Beach Bars. Those are all options to stay active with 50 personal volume points, okay? And then you need the third step to Emerald, guys, is another active coach on your right. So it's you plus 2, 1 on your left, 1 on your right. Both of them have to be active with 50 volume points or more for the month. Do not complicate this, you guys. It is really that simple. It is truthfully that simple. And we get in our heads in how we overcomplicate this. And so what I want to break down for you guys right now is how to do this. Now, it is 6:09 p.m. here on the West Coast. I believe by 7:09, quarter after 7 tonight, quarter after 10 on the East Coast, you could be Emerald. I firmly believe that, because, again, we overcomplicate all of this. We say, tomorrow I'll do this, or later I'll do this. Where do we get these coaches from? Where do we get them from, you guys? Number 1, the first people you're going to ask is your family. My mom was one of my very first coaches. She is still on my team, on our team, and she's holding down the fort at the top of my right leg. She is one of my very first coaches. And I basically was like, Mom, first of all, I need your help. I'm phoning in a favor. But number 2, I want you to drink Shakeology. Like, the byproduct of your parents or a family member drinking Shakeology, doing Beachbody On Demand, eating Beach Bars, it's just that they get healthier, right? Like, there's no icky part in any of that. The byproduct is that they get healthier, you guys. If you feel like they're going to be insulted because you're, like, oh, I don't want to tell them that they're not healthy, or tell them they need to lose weight. If you feel like they might be insulted, or you're worried about what they would think of you, guys, get rid of that. Because think about it. First of all, you're a business owner. And if you are attempting to go Emerald, that means you're serious about creating a business. And if you opened a restaurant down the street, wouldn't you ask your family to come eat at your restaurant at the grand opening? You would, right? Because you're a business owner and you opened up your own restaurant. So you would say, Mom, come eat at my restaurant. And you wouldn't feel bad that she had to pay for her bill at the end of the night or tip the server. You wouldn't feel bad at all, because there was an exchange of service, right? She got a meal out of it. She paid for the meal that she ate. Same thing. If you are worried about this, that is, again, that's a limiting belief, and that's something in personal development and just mindset shifting that you can eventually overcome. And the more that you have just this deep-rooted belief in what this business does for people and can do for people, the longer I stick around, the deeper my belief just gets rooted, because I continue to see person after person, life after life that gets changed. So just know, you guys, that there is nothing insulting or icky about asking your family member to be one of those first people to support you in your business. And as we're going through this, you guys, I'm giving you 5 different places you can get coaches from tonight. That's the first one. But as we're doing this, write those names down, because the clock is ticking. It is now 6:12, and by 7:15 tonight, remember, on the West Coast, I think you can be Emerald. I know you can be Emerald. And if you're already Emerald, I know you could go Emerald again. Number 2, the second person, if you have a spouse, this is the next person you want to sign up. Again, literally don't wait. Just please take my word for it. If you have a vision for where this could go for yourself in your future, please know that this is the right choice. The best place to put a spouse is on your weak leg, okay? And again, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of why, but that is the best place to put a spouse. Charlie is on my weak leg. And again, in the last couple of weeks, he's cycled $400 in teen cycle bonus alone, simply because of his placement on that leg. So it's perfect. Now, I already know the objection or the hesitation that comes along with maybe adding your family or adding a spouse, these first two. It's always, but Brittany, I don't want to have 2 bags of Shakeology in my house. That's too much. And the reality is the $97 investment that you're putting into your business, if you're not doing, if you don't want to do that, and you don't want to get the extra packets to maybe sell as samples or give to people as giveaways and things like that, if you don't want to invest in that, you guys, again, Recover. You could get Shakeology, and then you could get your Recover through that account. You could do your Shakeology and 2 boosts through that account. You could do your Shakeology in your account and a Daily Sunshine in the other account. Shakeology in your account, Energize and something else, Beach Bars, right? So just keep that in mind. And here's the deal. Boom. If you are not Emerald, if you're not Emerald right now, now you're Emerald. In those first 2, family members, spouse or boyfriend or whatever, girlfriend, boom, now you're Emerald. Done. Okay? Some of you guys watching, though, have already asked and gotten the family platform, gotten the spouse approval, gone that route, and you're Emerald or you're almost Emerald, and you're like, okay, but now I'm stuck, Brittany. Now what do I do? These last 3 are for the people who feel like you're stuck. You've already tapped into that, and now you're trying to figure out where to go from here. Well, the first category, you guys, I would go with is your hardworking friends. Tell people who you like, they would be your ride or die or your MVP. Tell them that you want to do this with them and that you can grow this together, right? The more that we allow people to know that we want to do it together, it's not just like this business thing or join this thing, right? Join this cult. No, like I want to do this with you. I want you to be there with me. I want you to go on these trips with me. I want you on these calls with me. Because you want those MVPs with you. You want those people by your side through all of these exciting times that are about to come. So the next category would be your hardworking friends. 4th category, you guys, would be challengers who love this formula, the fitness, nutrition, support, right? That formula we have with Beachbody. Challengers who love that formula, those are the people to invite next. And a lot of you have already asked them to that sneak peek last night. Follow up with them tonight and say, hey, I just wanted to check in and see if you had a chance to listen to those videos, to listen to our coaches speak last night. And I just want to pick your brain on, how you see yourself fitting into this, right? Because I totally can see and give them XYZ example of the potential they have for why they would be great with our team, right? Challengers who love this formula, remind them that there's a discount on Shakeology. They would get more support and accountability. That continued. That secret sauce, you guys, to why I am still in shape and haven't yo-yoed in the last 4 or 5 years is being a coach. Because everyone's watching me and I'm not going to fail. When I put myself out there publicly for other people to see, you better believe I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, right? And so there's that level of added accountability from becoming a coach. And maybe they're already loving their transformation journey. Well, this is just the beginning of that. This is just the beginning of that transformation journey, because program after program after program is going to come out. We've got Shaun T's new program is coming out in January, right? And they'll be able to get that early access and be a part of the coach test group and things like that. So reminding them of all the perks of being a coach. And the last one, you guys, number 5, is we've got to talk about it more often. My formula in the business is typically the first half of the month, I'm talking about challenge groups and my, what the self-care sisterhood means to me. And I switch gears in the latter half of the month, and I start talking about what Inspire Beauty means to me. And I start really talking more about coaching. And I embed it through everything that I do, you guys, in my social media. It's not just like the whole week you're only going to hear challenge groups or you're only going to hear about coaching. I, by all means, talk about both, but it's got to be a daily part of what you're talking about. It can't just be this separate thing. I personally signed up because I wanted to be a coach. I didn't sign up because I wanted to be in a challenge group. I didn't even know challenge groups existed when I became a coach. I just knew I wanted to be a coach. And so for me, it comes a little easier to talk to people about coaching because that's what I wanted right from the beginning. But you've got to find your voice in this and how you can talk to people. So think about how you enrolled and why you enrolled and what that means to you, and start using that voice on social media daily in your stories, but also at least once a week in your posts with call to action. The last two, really, the talking to our challengers and talking about it on social media and inviting people into this business, that's all coming down to the vital process. And I just want to, as we're wrapping up our time tonight, this is going to be so quick, Leah. I'm glad you joined us. I told them it's not Emerald in 24 hours this time. It's Emerald in 1 hour. By 7:15 tonight, if you're not Emerald, you can be Emerald. And if you are already Emerald, you can go Emerald again. And I firmly believe that. Babe, can you get the thing? The timer's going off. He had one job, you guys. He had one job. All I asked him to do. Oh man. So anyway, I'm giving like a big rally cry tonight, Leah, because I believe that we don't need to put it off for 24 hours. Right? We really can just like rip that Band-Aid and go for it tonight, right when we get off this call. And so that's why I want to make this short and sweet so that we can get on to talking to people. But it comes down to the vital process. And if you're not familiar, the vital process is Beachbody's like tried, true, proven process for how people who like have massive success in this business, how do they get there? How did they get there? And it starts with the vital behaviors, which we know the 4 vital behaviors being proof of the products, inviting others to your journey and connecting with people, right? Engaging with them, connecting with them, and inviting them, personal development, and recognizing other people's successes around you, whether that be our challengers or our coaches. So that's your vital behaviors. But those vital behaviors go into a vital process. And the very first part of that process is your journey and what you share with others. It comes down to us, right? That's why I say self-care above all. Because if you're not showing up on social media with your self-care journey and what this is doing for you, then there's nothing for other people to kind of hold it to, right? All of a sudden, if you invite somebody to something, they're like, what are you even talking about, right? So you've got to share about it, and it starts with your journey. The second part, though, is after we share about it, transitioning into the challenge group invitations, inviting people to join us in our journey. Do this with me. Do this journey with me. And I think we're comfortable, for the most part, in those two. Okay? But this is where it starts to get a little tricky. And I think this is where some coaches fall off in the vital process, is the next component is getting those challengers and yourself results, right? The third part of the vital process is getting those results, because when people get addicted to those results, they're not going anywhere. Those are your most valued customers, who then become your best coaches because they are in love with Beachbody, right? And so getting people results, helping them get them results, right? And brainstorming, how can I make my challenge group better for my clients so that they can stick with this long enough to get those results? And same thing, how do I stick with it long enough to get results? The fourth area is once people start getting results, you transition them into a coach, okay? And then the last one is once they are a coach, we help those coaches help other people, right? And so I feel like we get a little stuck in 1 and 2. Vital process 1, where we're sharing our journey. I think we are rocking at that right now, you guys. I love watching you guys sharing your journey just so vulnerably and openly, and just I love the raw, authentic truth we've got. I love it. And then we go on to invite to our challenge groups, and we're filling those challenge groups up with women who just are also loving this community. And I love that. But we can't stop at those first 2. We've got to get our challengers results. We've got to push ourselves to get those results. We've got to get out of our comfort zone and transition to the invite to Inspire Beauty. And then from there, we can't just leave our coaches hanging. We have to help our coaches learn how to help other people, right? And so those last 2 come down to the vital process. If you're not following that vital process, it's going to be really hard to transition challengers into coaching. And it's going to be really hard to talk about what coaching is doing for you if you aren't actually walking that walk yourself. So guys, that's it. It's 6:21, 6:22, just changed here on the West Coast. I guarantee by 7:22 tonight, you can be Emerald, or you can go Emerald again. I want you, hopefully you've been writing down a list of names as I've been talking of people you're like, this is who I'm reaching out to right now. Hopefully you've got people who were in the sneak peek last night that you can go speak to and say, hey, I want to talk about what you watched last night. What did you think of all that? Like, what spoke to you? Could you see yourself part of our tribe? And then reach out to those challengers who are rocking it and say, your vibe would totally fit in with Inspire Beauty. You would totally rock doing what I'm doing. Have you ever considered being a coach? And then from there, you guys, plugging them in into our community, into whatever fitness program or challenge pack is suited for them, and then plugging them into training so that they can get success, okay? So that's it tonight, guys. It is a rally for a reason, because I want you to go do some work. It is 24 hours till our month is over. Lift 4 challenge pack, you guys. Remember, the promo's done after tomorrow. So if that's an incentive you can give people at $10 off, go give it to them. Yeah? Any questions? Good. If you're still watching me right now, you're wrong. You should be going and inviting. Love you guys. Have a great night.